For many, it usually hits late at night, a sudden, overwhelming burst of energy where you decide you are going to fix your entire life by tomorrow morning. You make big plans, you map out a punishing schedule, and then, a few days later, the crash arrives. The plans are abandoned, and you end up exactly where you started. When this happens over and over, it takes a toll. You start diagnosing yourself as lazy. You tell yourself you simply don't have the discipline to stick to a routine. But the failure has nothing to do with your discipline. The problem is the strategy itself. To break this cycle, we must look at how nature handles the mechanics of growth. We can find a better model in the life of a lotus. Attempting to change your entire life overnight is like trying to force a bloom without roots. The structure cannot hold. A lotus flower doesn't start in the sunlight. Its life cycle begins buried deep under the water, in dark, dense black mud. Before petals bloom, the plant directs almost all energy downward. It builds an intricate, sprawling root system long before breaking the surface. During this period, no one notices. There is no visible progress. The work is entirely hidden. Building your own habits requires navigating that same isolating phase. The early days of a new routine aren't flashy, and they rarely produce immediate results you can show to others. To create lasting change, you have to accept this reality. You must be willing to put in the work while it is still invisible, long before any progress appears on the surface. Instead of trying to change everything at once, you focus on planting small roots in just 4 specific areas. The first is your health, just a 5-minute walk every day. Second is your mind. Read exactly 10 pages of a book. Third focuses on your skills, 30 minutes of focused learning. Fourth is relationships. Initiate one meaningful conversation. The goal is to keep the intensity low. When the barrier to entry is this small, daily consistency becomes much easier to maintain. These 4 micro-habits function as your root system. By repeating them every day, you create the stability required to support larger goals later on. As you repeat these small actions, the effort compounds. Those initial habits thicken and take hold, expanding what you are capable of without requiring a constant surge of energy. Eventually, those results break the surface. To an outsider, the change looks sudden, but that bloom is the result of daily work you've already done. Initial motivation is unreliable. Deeply established habits, however, provide a permanent structure that functions regardless of how you feel on a given day. This is why you cannot wait for a spark of inspiration to begin. You don't need to feel motivated to take a 5-minute walk or read 10 pages. Stop chasing the high of a new start. Step into the mud and focus entirely on the quiet, repetitive work of building your roots. When you build the foundation first, growth stops being an exhausting struggle. It becomes the natural result of the structure you've put in place.